Hey everyone, welcome back to the PowerShot YouTube channel. So I'm here to follow up on the level lift from Eibach that I installed in my last video. As you can see here, the truck has settled now after about 1,000 miles on the lift. And I've also added one more new thing to the truck. So I said in the last video I'd be getting new tires, and I decided to go with something that not many people have, and I got the Toyo Open Country At3’s. So the size I went with was a 285/60/20, which translates into about a 33.5 by 11.5. So I'll give you guys a shot of them here. They have pretty decent shoulder lugs on them, and the tread is pretty deep. Like, I'd say it's close to a 1/2 inch deep. They do make some noise. I tried filming it the other day to try to catch some of that noise, but the wind drowns them out. They're nowhere near as loud as like the Nitto Ridge Grappler. I would say they're like half as loud as them. But going from an all street tire that these trucks come with to these, you definitely notice the sound. But overall, these tires have done well. They ride smooth. The truck is definitely stiffer now. These are a load range E tire, so they are stiffer. I originally was running them at 35 psi, which felt good, and then I did a calculation online that said I should bump them up to 40, and it's too stiff. I think I'm gonna have to bleed them back down to 35. But I'll give you guys a shot of the truck. Right now there is a little bit of stuff in the back, but not enough to really make it squat or anything like that. So I just put about 350 to 400 miles straight on these tires. Just drove from Delaware to the Outer Banks, and I will say I would purchase these tires again. I think the truck does ride better. It's stiffer. It simulates more like driving a 2500 series truck. Before, you would hit a bump and the truck would bounce around everywhere. Now it seems like it's more planted. It's less body roll. Just, it feels tougher, honestly. And having the new tires on it too, like, it actually feels like more of a truck than a car. I got some clearance clips for you guys to show you the clearance in the front end. So you'll see in the video, the tire does touch the corner of the fender liner, but ever so slightly. You'll see it in the video. It doesn't even grab it with the shoulder lugs enough for me to want to trim or anything like that. The only place that it does have a real amount of rubbing is on this upper control arm. It touches, but you still are able to achieve full turning radius with the tires. It barely rubs whatsoever. I am thinking about getting the 1/4 inch wheel spacers on the truck just to move that off there, because occasionally you will hear like the tire make a squeak from wet rubber like rubbing onto the upper control arm. But other than that, I'm perfectly satisfied with the lift / leveling kit and these tires. So this truck has been giving me some issues on the ride down here. It randomly started giving me a StabiliTrak code and I think that it might be one of my wheel speed sensors acting up. But I tried spraying out the trailer pin like some guys say, and then it went away, and then it came back the next day, and so far, fingers crossed, it has gone away and stayed away. But I am gonna take it into the dealer for one other thing. Every time I start this truck, I get a open and close driver window message. I checked the harness in the door, and I was finding a little bit of corrosion at the bottom of the plug in the door, and I cleaned some of that off, but it's still coming back. I tried replacing the master window switch on the driver's side, but that didn't fix it either. So I'm a little unhappy with that, but once you reset the alarm when you first start the truck, it goes away. So I will post an update once I get it back from the dealer. One other thing that the truck decided to do on vacation was, I think my vacuum pump that these trucks have has failed for the second time. My brake pedal has gotten pretty stiff, and like after like 4 or 5 pumps, it's pretty hard. It'll work normal until then, and you also hear that slight tap from the engine, which is the same tap that I had the first time it went bad. Hopefully they replace it, because it was a recall part originally they put in. But I will follow up with you guys once that's done. But most definitely would recommend purchasing the Eibach Pro Truck lift. I do have it on that 2.5 inch lift setting, and I think it's awesome. Right now in the bed, there's maybe 100 pounds of just like beach chairs and stuff like that, but nothing heavy whatsoever. Give you a close-up. Once I get back to Delaware, I'm probably going to plan out a way to do a full test on these tires to show you like how they perform and pick up the wind, well, the road noise that they create without all this wind. But for now, that's it, and thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and see you on the next one.